Hello students, your instructor here again, John Mandiola with another screencast. Picking up where we left off before, so I have, three assets loaded in here. I have these two video files, and then I have this graphic as well. One thing you do, you can preview it there, but it's really small, it's hard to see and stuff like that. So in the source monitor, they call it, source panel, I can bring something into there, just drag and drop it into there, and I'm going to, yeah, you might hear the audio of it when I play it.
Well, takes a lot of work.
Okay, so this is the spot where I can see what it looks like, okay, in a much bigger preview than this. If I want to see something else, I just drag that, drop it there, and it'll show me that instead. You get the idea, and I can even preview, like graphics files like JPEGs. So that's what it looks like. Obviously, if I hit play, nothing really happens. So that's that. So again, this is to bring them in. Again, I'm not bringing them into Premiere. They're still just in my computer in whatever folder I have them in. This is just Premiere essentially just pointing to or linking to them. So now I can actually use them in my project. So the source panel allows me to preview what they will look like before I actually put them into my project or into my sequence on the timeline. So now let's say, okay, I want this first, for example. I can just bring this down here, and I can see this little sliver right here. If I hit spacebar right now, it'll play over that. Now, what you're noticing, I can spacebar again to pause it. What you're noticing, this is the preview panel, okay? This is the program panel, the program monitor. This is actually what will be in my video. So this is kind of like saying, oh, this is what I have, kind of like looking in a bag. This would be taking something out of the bag and actually putting it on the table. All right, so this is my actual footage of my timeline. So this is the timeline. It's called the timeline panel. It's just sequence 1 because that's the default name of the first sequence. You can see this little sliver. I can actually hit this, I call it the hill and the mountain. Zoom out and zoom in. So I can zoom in and see, oh, okay. And the way to read this is going to be fractions of a second. This is going to be seconds. This is going to be minutes, and the last one will be hours. So we're not going to be in the hours. Oops, sorry, 0, 0 the whole time we're working on it. We're mostly just concerned about the minutes, seconds, and the frame. I'm sorry, not fractions of seconds. Those are frames. And I believe we're going off at, well, it's 24 or 30. I think it's 29.97 or 30 frames per second. Anyway, so let's say, okay, well, this by default loads into something that's about 5 seconds long. Like, well, maybe I don't want it to be 5 seconds long. I just want it to be, let's say, 3 seconds long. If I hover over the edge there, I'll get kind of like looks like a red bracket with a left and right black arrow. I can drag this, okay, and what this is doing is trimming off the end. So let's say I want it to be about 3 seconds, which would probably be around there. You see, this is called the playhead. You may see in tutorials online, people refer to it as the playhead or the CTI, which stands for current time indicator. You can see as I scrub this, they call it, or move it, scrub it left and right, you can see that it's going to affect it up here in the program monitor, because this is what's actually happening. It's black right now because I'm not over any footage right now. And you also see over here the time updates dynamically when I move the playhead. So yeah, so if I play button again, it's doing that. No, there's no audio obviously because it's just a picture, and then it'll stop at the end of it. This red means I need to render it out to see it smoothly, which will come more into play, not so much now, but if you start doing a lot of trimming and cutting, especially if you start adding some effects, which we'll get into later, not right now. So I have this, and let's say I want this file next to come. So it's just going to happen. It's going to go from here, there, and you can see now it's going to go to this guy zooming around the cones. Okay, let's say I want that. And I think, well, it's really not very cool until about there when I can actually see him zipping around there. So I don't need all the stuff in the beginning. What I can do is, again, hover over the left edge of it and bring it in to there. And then I can just take this and move it back over to there. If I want a gap, I can leave a gap where it's just be black in between. If I don't want one, I want to snug fit it right there. And it should kind of snap into place for you. So again, what it will look like if I hit spacebar, it's going to go this for 3 seconds, and then it's going to go to here. And let's say I like that, but I don't like it when I can start seeing the cameraman. So what I want to do is trim off this side. It's going to go from here. I can see it like that, and then I might want to put my next clip. So that's how you get started with that.